Hi Libra, and welcome to my channel. My name is Maria Guyan and I'm an intuitive business coach, tarot reader and green witch, and I am here to help you to banish the blocks to your business success. Blocks such as lack of confidence, self-esteem, beliefs, fears, all that sort of nonsense that prevents us from creating the kind of business that other people only ever dream of. Are you ready to find out what's going on in the week of August the 1st to the 7th, Libra? I am. Let's crack on. Now, I shuffle the cards off camera, Libra, because I know you're busy and I don't want to waste your time. You know, sometimes it can take me quite a while to get the cards out. This has been quite a unique phenomenon today because I've ended up with two cards for the overall energy of the month on both rows. This is your money row, this is your business row. And for whatever reason, Spirit chucked out two cards at me on each one. So let's see what we've actually got. First of all, we've got the Canary. Sing your own song. And then we have Frog Spirit. Clear out the clutter. Okay, interesting, isn't it? Sing your own song. So how does this relate to your money, Libra? Spirit is telling me that you are perhaps trying to do what everybody else tells you to do to earn money. And it ties in with the clearing out of the clutter. Spirit's making it really clear to me now why these two came out together. I suspect there's a feeling of overwhelm at the moment, Libra, and a lot of people feel it. We start a business, we decide that we'll learn how online business works, or you know, how a business works, and suddenly we are bombarded by people telling us how we should be doing things. You should have an Instagram account and you should be posting videos all day long. You should have a Facebook account and post completely different things on Facebook. You should have a Facebook group and keep that going and keep everybody happy in there. You should have a Twitter and be tweeting all day long, all your blog posts that you should be writing. And then you should have a YouTube channel where you make all these wonderful videos, and there are all these different things you need to do. Your headlines need looking at. Your hashtags need looking at. You need to be making this product, that product, making webinars, doing digital products, physical products. Have a shop, open an Etsy. You know, whatever it is. There are a billion people shouting out there on the internet about how you should be running a business. There are even people out there who will try to influence your message. I'm going to use myself as an example. I'm a business coach. There are a multitude of business coaches out there. And many of them would say to me, why the hell are you including tarot, spiritual guidance, and all that sort of stuff in your business coaching? You look stupid. You're cutting out a load of clients that don't believe in all that stuff, who aren't going to hear the true messages about overcoming all the business blocks, the mental blocks, the emotional blocks that stop people succeeding. They're not going to listen because you're too busy doing this spiritual claptrap. Well, yeah, that's great, but I'm not listening to them. I'm listening to what I want to do. Spirit is telling you now, stop listening. Clear out the clutter. It's not about your physical clutter. This is not about emptying out your bedside cabinet. It's not about cleaning out your pantry. It's about cleaning out some of these courses, some of these PDFs you've probably downloaded for free off the internet that are telling you what you should and shouldn't be doing. It'll be telling you it's asking you to clear out the stuff that doesn't matter. The stuff that is just causing you to feel overwhelmed. Clear it out in order to sing your own song. You don't want social media accounts, don't have them. You don't like writing blog posts, don't do them. Record podcasts maybe instead, or make videos. There are other ways of doing things. You don't need to be doing what everybody's telling you. Honestly, if you did everything that every single guru and coach and everything else out there was telling you to do, it's just not possible. It's not possible. Spirit is telling me today, before we even get anywhere near the rest of this reading, you have to clear out the clutter that is holding you back, and you have to start singing your own song, and that will lead to your financial success. Another message has popped into my head with regards to the clearing out of the clutter. I am clairaudient. I keep forgetting to tell people this. Spirit says things to me a lot. They give me words and they show me images sometimes, but mostly I hear the messages. So if I pause a little bit, it's not because I've gone to sleep. It's because I'm trying to listen. Sorry, Spirit, I kind of interrupted there a bit. Spirit is saying that financially you may have clutter and that you should be reviewing your bank accounts. You should be looking at any tools that you are paying for, any subscriptions that you are paying for, any forgotten things that, you know, sometimes you're minding your own business and you think you've got so much in your account, and then it turns out, you know, a direct debit comes out or a PayPal subscription comes out for something that you haven't had or haven't used in a long time. And Spirit is saying there are ways of clearing all that up. You need to clear that lot up and make sure that you're not wasting money. An annual review of your finances in your business is a really good idea. And by that kind of review, I mean looking at the tools that you're using. Can you find a better tool? Can you find a cheaper tool? Can you negotiate a discount with the people that you're already with? There's lots of different things you can do to tidy up your business financially and to clear out any sort of clutter that you don't want. I've tried so many different things. Automated email businesses and software companies. I have had a direct debit that kept taking me surprise every year for like 2 years for something that goes on my website that I hadn't actually put on there, and I'd forgotten all about it. And it was, I mean, it was like $40 or something. But still, you know, it's $40 I could have been spending on something more useful that I did actually value and did need. So that's what Spirit is saying. I'm going to reiterate what I've said in every other reading. June's readings were about stagnation and feeling a little bit at the end of your tether, feeling stuck, like walking through treacle with your business. The readings for July were all about transformation. And it felt like Spirit was just waking everybody up and saying, look, you know, your businesses might not have been working. You might not have felt much enthusiasm or passion for them. But this month, we're really going to stand things on their head. And we had a couple of eclipses that went with that. And a lot of people started to make changes in their business that made them feel a lot more positive. The readings this week and for the rest of the month of August seem to be very much about assessing where you are after that transformative month, about working out whether your new ideas are working or whether they're not. It seems to me it's a very sort of Two of Acorns energy. And the Two of Acorns, for me, it's in this particular deck, actually, I'm thinking of. It's about insight and focus, and it's in my mind about this eagle, and he is, you know, he's got this 30,000 foot view of a business. And he looks at it overall and he focuses in on every tiny detail and says, is this working, is it not? That's what I'm being shown right now. Is it working or is it not? And this is the general energy really for August. Across all the signs is what I've found. It's all about picking apart what is working and what isn't. And that is really what this is all about with Frog Spirit. But at the same time, Spirit is asking you to assess whether you are singing somebody else's song or whether you're actually singing your own. Don't be afraid to sing your own. It's what makes you unique. It's what people will pay you for in the end. Don't be a clone. That's no good. So where you need to focus your energy is on the Six of Acorns. Success and triumph. I love this card. I say it every time. It's one of my favourite cards. This is about power, confidence, enthusiasm. It's about leadership. But it's also about public recognition. And I feel very much that by singing your own song, clearing out the clutter, clearing out what doesn't belong to you, you know, getting rid of the things that intuitively just don't work for you, you'll start to get some public recognition. People will see it and they will be drawn to you. You will become a leader instead of a clone. Your strengths. King of Shells, harmony and integrity. This makes total sense. This is about somebody who has very constructive energy. It's about somebody who controls their emotions very much. This is about harmony, integrity. It's quite a healing card, actually. This is a really lovely card to have. I feel very much like if you do this, this feeling of harmony and integrity will naturally follow. Does that make sense? because you will feel like you are stepping into your own power. So emotionally then, when you're in harmony and integrity, you will feel like the business leader that you are. It's also about using your intuition. And intuition is a really strong necessity this month for you, because don't decide necessarily based on what's in your head about, whether something's successful or not. It's about what's successful to you. What makes you feel good when you do it? What products do you have that you are so proud of and really enthusiastic to sell because they're just so good and they make a difference in the world? Think about that rather than, you could be selling a really wealth building product, but you don't really feel like it's you. It doesn't work for you. You feel a bit icky doing it. Get rid of it. Because don't worry about losing out on money, because you won't lose out on money if you do things that are in alignment with who you are. Your possible obstacles are the Ace of Feathers. This is about having a seed of an idea. It's about clarity, having a mental breakthrough, building a foundation. Now, why that's an obstacle, who knows? We'll see. Your possible outcome is the Six of Shells, sentiment and joy. This is about people working well together. This is about you perhaps bringing more people in, or making more people joyful, actually. It's about cooperation. So I'm actually going to clarify those two cards at the end, because I think there's more to them than meets the eye. So please clarify this Ace of Feathers. Why might that be a challenge? Spirit's just telling me actually that the Ace of Feathers fits with these two animal spirits, in that they are about the mental clarity. And this is just, before I go any further, we've got the Chariot there. What Spirit was saying to me as I was shuffling was that the mental clarity could bring forth to the forefront of your mind some things that you might not feel comfortable getting rid of. It could be some new ideas, and you could be feeling wary of them. You don't really know whether they're going to work. You're a little bit afraid. Perhaps they're more in alignment with who you are, and you're a little bit afraid of showing that, particularly when the Six of Acorns is involved with this public recognition. And then as I was shuffling the cards, the Chariot came out, and the Chariot is about action. It's about focus. It's about making decisions. It's about feeling controlled. And I feel that this mental clarity is going to lead to you having to make some decisions. And they could be quite tough decisions. Like I said, you could have a product out there that brings you a lot of money, but you actually feel like you're doing it. I've got a couple of clients that in the past have admitted that they used PLR material, which is material that other people have written, and then you buy the license to use it. And PLR, you can get blog posts, you can get courses, you can get all sorts of stuff. Tends to be quite poor. I'll warn you now, before you start thinking, oh, that sounds like a great idea. It can often be poor. And what I find is a lot of people use it that have recipe channels and that sort of thing. And you search for a recipe and you will get 20,000 of the exact same recipe, and often the exact same copy. And it just looks poor. But it could be that it's been bringing you money or saving you time. But now you have to make the decision whether you're going to actually do your things, sing your song. And it can be a tough decision to make. I'm not going to lie. You could feel really, really scared to do that. I mean, that's just a small example. There could be other things that are going on in your business. It could be a group that you're running that you hate. Where you've woken up and now you go, do you know what? I'm in a business where the clients, I don't even like them. I thought it would be one way. It's not like that. I'm getting these clients and they're demanding. They drive me crazy. They want everything for free. And I just can't cope with them. Or, you've gone out into a field where you think that you're going to really be helpful and you wanted desperately to be helpful. But you realise at the end of the day you are on the edge of depression, listening to their stories, feeling quite powerless, feeling quite upset. And that's happened to me. I dealt a lot with abuse survivors. And at the end of the day, instead of feeling positive like I'd help these people, their stories just would play on my mind. And I would feel so upset and hurt and angry on their behalf at the injustices that are going on in the world. And I couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't do it anymore. I had to stop working with those particular clients. Now, when that realisation dawned, I was desperately upset because I'd worked for years. You know, I'd qualified as a therapist, I'd done specialist research in depression, anxiety, abuse survival, PTSD. And then it was just, this isn't for me because I am going to burn out. I know I am. I'm an empath. I get too involved. I feel these people's pain. And even though you can focus on the positives and, you know, helping people through that pain, it just wasn't working for me. I found it very difficult, so I had to make the choice to stop. And I'm wondering if this is the kind of thing that is going to come to the forefront with you now. By finding this mental clarity, something is going to come out of this that's going to make you feel like you have to make a choice, and it may not be an easy choice. Alright? Now, the Six of Shells, I'm going to clarify, even though, actually, in the light of what I've just said, I think it made a little more sense, but I'm still going to clarify it anyway, because I feel there's more to it. Because the Six of Shells can actually be about memories, childhood stuff, but about being in cooperation. Got the Ace of Pentacles there. This is about manifestation and new financial opportunities and prosperity. I'm being told now that this working well together, you need to build yourself some sort of community. It could be a community that you start. It could be a mastermind that you start. It could be a community that you join that actually helps you move forward. Now, Spirit is saying to me, if you're a spiritual entrepreneur and you feel a little scared to bring in more of your spirituality and be more in line with who you are, that you mustn't be scared. That by being open about who you are, by starting a community, that will bring you some money. The other thing it's telling me is that by joining a community of people that are like-minded, you'll feel supported to move forwards. But that by doing this, by singing your own song, by getting rid of all the stuff that is not serving you, that makes you feel you have to be one way when you're not that way at all, it's holding you back. You need to be you. You need to be unashamedly you. And then the wealth will come. There will be a community of people around you who appreciate what you're doing. And yeah, it could be that you build a team of people to help you there. The Six of Shells can be about other people working well with you. But I feel in this particular reading, it's about you building a community. And, you know, if you build a membership, you can charge for that. If you have a mastermind, you can charge for that. You know, it can be quite lucrative. So I do feel like, you know, there is a new financial opportunity linked to all of this. But you're going to need to just dig deep and work out what it is that you actually really want, rather than what you think you should want or what the gurus are telling you you should want. Alright? So, Libra, wow. Going to get into your business reading now. And again, two cards came out, and I have the King of Arrows, the Kingfisher. Now, arrows is the equivalent of the swords in the other decks. He's about logic and justice, about making decisions, about setting rules and boundaries. He's an authority figure, but he's very fair. The arrows are representative of your intellect and thoughts, your rational mind. It's about communication, your own power. It's about truth, facts and action. This is a very intellectual sort of card. This is about your thoughts and what goes on in your head. But then we have the Mirror. Now the Mirror is actually the Hanged Man in other decks, and that stands for patience, taking a step back, perspective, letting go, maybe taking a pause, observing what is going on around you before making decisions. So those two together are very interesting because, again, I feel like this is about decisions, it's about boundaries, it's about you taking the time now to focus on the truth of what you want. What I've found with these readings is I do the financial version at the top, the financial row, and then I do the business one. And ordinarily I might do them as two separate spreads, but I put them together, and quite often the story is just rounded out by the second row, and I feel this is rounding out your financial reading, really. It's decisions, decisions, decisions. I'm being drawn back to the Chariot. You have to make the decisions on what you're going to do. I feel like the truth is coming out about what you want, But in order to make the right decisions, you need to take a step back and think hard about what you really want. I've noticed with this card, she's holding the moon up there. And the moon is about evaluation. It's about shining a light on a situation. And I feel like that's kind of what she's doing. She's taking a pause, but she's looking at the moon to light up what's going on. And I feel that that's definitely something that you need to think about. I think you need to be setting some boundaries and making some decisions this week, Libra, definitely. Yeah, there's a lot going on for you. We've got the Magician in your Strengths card. What a perfect card, really, for this. This is about you creating new things. It's about manifestation and taking inspired action. But in line with these, the Magician can sometimes mean that things are not always as they seem. And in conjunction with this lady looking at the moon there, I do feel like you need to shed light on some situations to work out what the right thing to do is before you make any decisions. But you have the power to manifest whatever it is you want. Spirit is telling me, when you make your plans and you look at your business, you will have big ideas. And then your inner bitch, the little bit of you inside that just loves to bring you down, that loves to tell you you're not good enough, that sort of stuff. And I don't pull punches. I call her the inner bitch, because you wouldn't have her as your friend. This person speaks to you in a way that is just horrible and undermining and critical and judgmental, and she can stop you doing the kind of things you want to do. And Spirit is saying to me, do not listen to her. That this will throw up a lot of blocks, a lot of just triggers that will make you think you can't do this stuff. Magician has come here to tell you that you can do stuff, to believe in yourself, because you do have the power to manifest whatever it is you want. There is magic inside of you, and you just need to let it out. Your Strengths and Positives, the Awakening card. I just realised, I don't know if I said strengths on that one. This is actually where you need to focus your energy this week, which is on creation. It is on calling in powerful things, because you can manifest, you can create, and you can take inspired action. Your Strengths, we've got Awakening, which is actually the Justice card. And again, this is about renewal. It's about healing, it's about assessment and finding a new purpose. It's quite incredible. There's just a lot of major arcana going on in this row, and obviously with the Chariot at the top. Big life-changing events here. But I don't think they're external events. These are internal events. This is you going introspective and working out what it is that you want and what it is that you need going forward. Stripping back to the bare bones of what makes you happy, actually, and what is working for you. So yeah, I feel definitely this renewal, this getting rid of all the old crap, starting to share your true message, and that will take you forward. Possible obstacles. We've got the Nine of Crystals. Security and abundance. It's a beautiful card. I love this card also, even though it's a spider. They're known as Noras here. And the reason... I'm going to share a funny story with you now. The reason that they're known as Noras is because my daughter, my adult daughter, lives in the basement of my house. No, she is not a neckbeard or a basement dweller, before you start that. She doesn't just sit there eating chicken nuggets and moaning about the world, despite being a millennial. She actually runs a business, so she has the basement room because it's the coolest in the house and she can run all her sewing machines, etc. But she tends to attract bugs to her windows, which are just above ground level. And quite often we hear an outcry of effing Nora, because something giant is in her room. So now they're known as Noras. It's a very British sort of thing that effing Nora. Yeah, look at effing Nora. Look at the size of that. And so now they're known as Noras. But I do love this card, despite the fact that it's got a giant spider on it. She's about self-sufficiency, independence, comfort and luxury. It's a beautiful card. She's also about honing a craft. You know, spiders are just excellent, aren't they, at weaving their webs and really sort of getting cracking. Now, I feel Spirit is telling me that this is there in the position of challenge because it could be that whatever it is that you decide to move forward with, whatever it is you decide to create, either you need to perfect a craft or do an examination or, you know, this sort of thing, get qualified in it or learn more about it before you become proficient at it. That I don't feel is the true block, because I think for most people the true block will be, I can't do this because I'm not good enough at it yet. I need to do 100 certifications. I need to read 1,000 books before I feel like I'm capable of doing this new thing. No. Absolutely no. When I say absolutely no, I don't mean don't go and get the qualifications. Go and get them by all means, especially if they're necessary. You know, if you've done all this stuff and you've woken up and you've realised you need to be a chartered accountant, obviously you're going to need to go back to school. That's obvious. But if it's just to do with, you know, changing into some sort of energy healing role or learning flower essences or something like that, don't let your beliefs that you are not good enough, that you are not great at what you do, stop you. Practice makes perfect. Take action. There's a lot in here that is about taking inspired action. This card is an action card. This card is an action card. This card is about moving forward. This card is an action card. Are you getting my drift here? This is all about action. You know, powerful action in light of this Six of Acorns. Don't let your limiting beliefs that you are not good enough do this, because taking action is the only thing that will help you. Practice makes perfect. The outcome, oh my God, how perfect is that? It's the wheel. Change and possibilities. And I feel very much so that that is what this whole reading is about. It's time for change. We've got a lot of major arcana here, Libra. It's a lot of change going on. This is about a total reassessment. Your key word for the whole of this reading is reassessment and reevaluation. It's about you looking at what makes you unhappy, what makes you happy, what fills you with joy, what fills you with confidence when you sell it, and what actually makes you shudder a little bit inside when people buy stuff. Oh God, Spirit just shouted, perfectionism. I'm being asked to remind you that perfectionism, if you've got something where you feel a little bit icky every time you sell it, and you think it's because it's not good enough, because you said a word wrong, or because you didn't include a sentence, or because your photography or your visuals are a bit rubbish, or your branding feels amateur or whatever, that is not to be mistaken with a feeling of ickiness because you're selling something that you don't believe in. I hope that's clear. There's a difference between the perfectionism and intuitively knowing that you're selling something that you don't believe in. It's like if I was to sell Facebook courses. Courses on how to make Facebook groups amazing. You know what? I hate Facebook. I absolutely detest Facebook. I don't really use it. I have a page, I have a profile. I don't really use them because I just don't like it. Zuckerberg makes me feel icky. I'm about half an inch away from actually deactivating the Facebook account. The only reason I've kept it recently is because I found a couple of groups where they've been really helpful, and their forum, the only place their forum is on Facebook, which I find disappointing, but you know, I can't get around it, and I needed the level of expertise that some of these people were giving within these groups. But otherwise, would I bother? No, because I don't like Zuckerberg, and I don't like what he stands for, and I don't like the kind of behaviour that is tolerated on Facebook. So for me, selling a course on how to make Facebook work, or how to build a Facebook group, or whatever, would be completely icky. Now, I could sell truckloads of them, but that doesn't mean intuitively I'd feel good about it. Does that make sense now? You kind of getting what we're getting at here? That, you know, some things can make you feel icky, not because your branding's wrong, or, you know, you said a word wrong in a podcast episode that you made, or, you know, you made some recordings and you wish you'd done them differently. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about things that are just not in alignment with who you are as a person. And I just feel the transformation here is going to be epic. It's going to be epic. And the outcome, if you do go ahead and clear out this clutter and start singing your own song and being more authentic to who you are, is phenomenal. You've got the wheel here with change and possibilities. You've got the Ace of Pentacles, you know, where you're going to start manifesting prosperity. New financial opportunities are going to come in as a result. So I'm going to leave that there, Libra. That's been a fabulous reading. I really enjoyed doing that, and I hope you've liked it as much as I've enjoyed doing it. If you would like to, please like and subscribe to my channel. It's a very baby channel, and it's people like you that will help me grow it and get my messages out there. It's free for you, but it means so much to me. I'm just, yeah, I'm actually quite blown away by this reading, and I hope. Let me know in the comments. Please let me know in the comments if this has resonated with you and how. What kind of things? Let me know. Have you got a belief that you've had that's been given to you by some guru on the internet that you're now thinking, I wish I'd never followed that track? It's not really me. Or have you bought a course where you've thought, oh no, this is just not teaching me what I wanted to know? Or have you, you know, if you go and clear out your clutter of your finances, let me know, you know, what kind of things did you find that popped up? Have you got an old subscription somewhere that you've been paying for months and had forgotten all about it? Tell me how much money you saved by doing that. That'd be great. Anyway, I look forward to seeing your comments below, and I will interact with you and we'll have a chat about stuff. I'm going to leave it there. My name is Maria Guyon, and I'm going to sign out with a great big load of love and magic always. See you next time.